Jose Mourinho has been linked to the head coach position of Rangers since Rangers historically shocked Europe and knocked out the Portuguese manager's side in the Europa League. Jose showed respect to both Glasgow Giants and admitted he'd love to work there one day. Since this, the internet has gone wild, and links with Jose Mourinho and Rangers have surfaced multiple times. In today's video, we have another massive twist in the Mourinho to Rangers saga. We will look into this in today's video, whilst also going over all the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. But first, Tony Docherty has reacted to the news that Rangers are interested in signing Dundee player Josh Mulligan. The versatile midfielder, who can also play right back, is out of contract at Dens Park this summer. It's understood that recruitment chiefs at Ibrox are impressed with the 22-year-old, and if a move materialises, he could join fellow Dundee player Lyle Cameron in moving to Rangers on a free transfer, albeit compensation will need to be paid for both. Josh is another of our academy graduates that has done really well, Docherty said to the media. If these boys show the level of performance consistently, then they're obviously going to attract suitors. This season, I gave him the number 8 jersey and I challenged him. His performance levels have improved time and time again, and he's become a really influential player in the squad. Last year, he maybe never played as many games as he wanted, but sometimes you need to prove you're good enough to do that. He's done that this year, he's taken his form on. Josh is in really good form, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if there's attention because his performances would merit that. Now in a huge Jose Mourinho to Rangers twist, just days after securing Leeds United's long-awaited return to the Premier League, Daniel Farke's future at Ellen Road is already being questioned, and a seismic name has emerged in the conversation: Jose Mourinho. Farke guided Leeds back to the top flight on Monday, capitalising on Sheffield United's defeat to Burnley to seal promotion. But despite this achievement, doubts remain over whether the German is the right man to lead the club forward in the Premier League. His previous stint in the English top flight, where he recorded just 9 wins in 52 games, continues to cast a shadow. Enter Mourinho. The Portuguese icon who took charge of Turkish giants Fenerbahce in June 2024 after spells at Chelsea for a second time, Manchester United and Spurs has never been far from the spotlight. And while he has recently hinted at a curiosity about managing in Scotland, with both Rangers and Celtic reportedly appealing to him, there's growing belief that Mourinho would jump at the chance to return to the Premier League. TalkSport's Alan Brazil certainly thinks so. On air, he raised the tantalizing prospect of Mourinho taking the reins at Leeds, stating, "You tell me that he would fancy Rangers ahead of Leeds? No chance. He'd want Leeds." Co-host Sam Ellard agreed, adding, "He'd take a way back to the Premier League every day of the week." As the Premier League prepares to welcome back the Whites, speculation around Farke's position refuses to die down. The 48-year-old arrived in 2023 after Leeds were relegated and has done what was asked of him, earn promotion. Yet, with 2 years remaining on his contract, even he may not be safe. Former Aston Villa forward Gabby Agbonlahor didn't mince words when weighing in on the situation. His record in the Premier League: 52 games, 9 wins, 30 defeats, he said on TalkSport. "I just think a club of Leeds' stature, they were out of the Premier League for, 18 or 19 years. They get back in, get relegated. These owners might look at it and say, nah, we've got to be ruthless." Agbonlahor pointed to Bournemouth as a precedent. "They got rid of Gary O'Neill, brought in Irola, and look at them now," he said. "I wouldn't want to see it happen to Farke because I think it's ruthless, but you never know with these owners." According to sources, Leeds' hierarchy plans to assess the managerial situation at the end of the season. One decision of Farke's that reportedly impressed the board was his bold choice to drop goalkeeper Ilan Meslier, seen as a sign of the kind of decisiveness they may want in the top flight. With all 3 promoted teams suffering relegation last season, the first time that's happened since 1998, the pressure is already mounting on clubs making the leap from the Championship. Southampton and Leicester have already fallen, with Ipswich teetering on the brink. Making this the second consecutive year, all 3 promoted teams could be sent back down. Leeds are desperate to avoid becoming the next cautionary tale, whether that means sticking with Farke or turning to a manager as storied and controversial as Jose Mourinho remains to be seen. But the stakes and the headlines couldn't be bigger. Now, in other news, Kevin Thelwell will always have Everton's gratitude for seeing the club through difficult financial times. Michael Ball has spoken about the job the Englishman has done at the Premier League club ahead of his move to become Rangers sporting director at the end of the season. With the key aim of survival in the world's richest league, the arrival of Everton's new Bramley Moore Dock Stadium placed strict financial restraints on the club. Thelwell, working as director of football at Goodison, helped to keep first-team sales high, bringing in cheaper replacements while maintaining the club's top-flight status. Ball told the media, "When Kev came into the club in 2022, his remit at that time was totally different to the remit he's operating under now as he prepares to leave the club. Back then, Everton were trying to compete and move up the table. Very quickly though, I think he realised the club wasn't in the stable position he first thought they were under Farhad Moshiri. That's when he had to start moving players out of the football club, which is always the most difficult thing when you've got players on large wages and long contracts. Looking back, I think you can see he actually did very well to move a lot of these players on and get good money for them. But he did get a little bit of stick at the time for undervaluing certain players. That, though, was just because the fans weren't fully aware of just how grim the situation at the club actually was. Take, for example, Richarlison. We sold him to Spurs for $60 million. And a lot of Evertonians felt we should have got more for a guy who was Brazil's number 9. We paid roughly the same fee when he arrived from Watford, and most fans expected a bigger profit. Looking back, it was that £60 million that pretty much saved the football club. It was the same with Anthony Gordon. He moved to Newcastle at a time when Chelsea were splashing out £80 million on left-backs, £100 million on central midfielders. Yet we allowed an English left-winger to go for £45 million. The fans felt we were getting undercut. But we all know now the financial restraints that were being put on the club at that time, and obviously the points deductions that followed. If he didn't find buyers for those players, Everton would probably have received a bigger points deduction for breaching profit and sustainability rules, and that would have threatened the takeover that has now thankfully gone through. But Kevin has definitely been operating with a tremendous amount of pressure on his shoulders. He's basically been working with both hands tied behind his back for his entire time at the club. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so make sure you join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.